now.
Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Treasures on YouTube. This is our podcast called What? Not Another Reselling Podcast, where what we try to do is we talk about live reselling on all of the different platforms, concentrating mostly on Whatnot because that's where mainly we are. And we do not edit and we are raw, so whatever comes out, comes out. We don't sugarcoat anything and we don't try to blow smoke up anybody's behind. We want to bring the truth about what live reselling is all about. And today we have an awesome guest, and we are going to be talking about how to do some amazing raid trains and get Jack's Treasures in drag, because only one person's been able to do it, and she's done it twice. And how to stay true to yourself and what that means on live selling.
Our guest today is Diana. Her name is Hanger909. She's an established seller and Whatnot who we have spotlighted before, and she's someone who hosts some of the best and most fun raid trains we have ever been on.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate it.
Diana, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself.
My name is Diana. I go by Hanger909. The name is the 909 is not an area code. It actually represents my husband's number on his fastball jersey. He used to play fastball.
Oh, okay.
And it's not an area code. However, when I went to go and establish an account on eBay, Hanger9 was not available. Somebody actually has it. So I added the 09 on it. And so it just became Hanger909 because of that. But I've been on the platform. I've been on Whatnot for about 3 years. I just had an anniversary, and
awesome.
But I've been selling on eBay and Poshmark for since 2017. So I've been a reseller for a little bit.
So how did you get started reselling? What made you start on eBay?
So my sister had a boyfriend that she met on Plenty of Fish, which is probably a detail you don't really want to know about, but it's important. So he was selling. It was really cool. He was selling CDs on eBay. He would start them on $1.99 auction style plus shipping, and he would have he would go to swamp meets. He would go to all these music stores, and we used to hang out. And I was like, what are you doing? And he started telling me about it, and I was like, I want to do that. And he goes, okay. So I actually started selling music, and I have like a whole rack of music that I used to sell. And they used to be like they're all dusty because I haven't touched them in years, but they used to be all these CDs that are collectibles now, basically. And we started them at $1.99 plus shipping. But the CD stuff, it wasn't really my thing because I'm not like really into music that way. It was fun, and I did make a lot of money. He makes a lot of money. That's all he does is just CDs. That's all he does. I started selling. I decided I want to do clothing, and I started selling skirts because it was the easiest thing to take pictures of.
Right.
And, so I sold skirts for like 2 years straight. That's all I sold, basically skirts.
Wow.
And after that, I just started learning brands. I used to watch Empty Hanger, which is why my name is Hanger, because I wanted to be like her. I wanted to know the brands like she does. She is her name is Jenna. She goes by Empty Hanger, and she's just. I got so much information from her. I actually used to watch Nicole State all the time on YouTube. I learned a bunch
I've seen her back in the day too.
Yeah, her and Glendy. I don't know what Glendy's last name is.
Lindy Glenn, yes.
Yeah, her. And then I started watching Daily Refinement, and this is how I got into Whatnot, was because he was getting kicked off of eBay for some reason.
Right.
And I was like, he goes, I'm going to go to an app called Whatnot, and I'm going to be selling on there. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I downloaded the app, but there was only T-shirt bros on there. I just saw T-shirt bros and some weird ass Pokemon weird cards, and I don't know that I didn't know anything about. So I was like, I kind of let the app sit there for a little bit, and then I opened it back up like probably a month later, and I saw Nicole on there, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, I can do this, and you could apply. So I used Daily Refinement's thing to sign up, and they approved me right away. So I was like, all right. So I had my first live like a few weeks later, and I actually had a really good life. My first life was really good.
Mhm.
It was fun. It was
Okay.
it was really good. That's how I got started on Whatnot. Anyway, that was
That
really
is awesome. That's kind of similar to us in a way, because when we ran our first Whatnot, there was no garage sale or storage unit category, but we just sort of brought everything over to the video game category and sold it there.
yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I think Women's Contemporary had just started. I know Jen's Multiverse was already on there. I didn't know Jen. But
Mhm.
Nicole seemed at the time it seemed like she was kind of like the front face of the women's category.
Right.
And it
Right.
was like Chiki was on there, Sumo Cell was on there. There was there was a lot of people that are on there now. There was a lot of
Right.
it got like so there was an overwhelming amount of women's contemporary people on there.
Right.
It was really wild. It was fun
I
though.
can imagine. I can imagine. I think that right now that might be one of the toughest categories to try to sell in, aside from comic books, mind you. Okay, because I've sold 3 in 3-hour shows. I've sold 3, all of them to Josiah. So I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm done
Done with
trying
comic books.
to sell comic books, you know. But this is our section on real talk questions and answers that we have for our guest, and that was our first question, which is always our first question, which is, you know, how do you get started on selling and reselling? I love hearing the stories. The stories on how everybody gets started is just fascinating. My question for you is why do you think, or do you think that being yourself can actually give you a competitive advantage in live reselling? Because there's so many people out there doing this, but being true to yourself is really important. Do you feel that gives you an advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody who does something that stands out on their own gives them an advantage. There's a new seller that just came onto the platform. I think she started back in February. Her name is Jasmine Estella, Jasmine underscore Estella and whatnot.
Mhm.
She tells jokes during her life. She tells dad
Okay.
jokes. And I'm like, well, you go in there and no matter what kind of mood she's in or whatever, or she tells the chat dad jokes. And I just thought that was really cool because nobody else is doing that. And that kind of sets her apart from what other
Right.
people.
Right.
And with me personally, I don't know how to, nor do I want to be like um, any of the big sellers. I don't want to necessarily like be exactly like them, and I know they don't want to be like me because I do a lot of stuff that other people don't do on their lives. You know, the things that come out of my mouth. You know, sometimes I cuss. I cuss almost every show, but it's just who I am. I'm not. This is who I am. But I think I've gathered. I don't want to use the word gathered. Um, I've made some of the best friends with my sellers, with my buyers. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, with my buyers. The
Right.
buyers, they chit chat in there. I mod them. I bought my favorite buyers. I mod them, not because they
Uh-huh.
spent a lot of money with them, because they could not spend money with me for months. I mod them because I appreciate them coming in, hanging out with me. They're some of the most loyal people. I mean, they'll text me. Not that people don't have to give out their phone number. I just do because
Right.
you know, if I talk to you, I'll just block you. You know, it's like, but, but I think it's lost in a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that try really hard to, you know, get attention on the app and try that's like one of my pet peeves is like do your own stuff, stand on your own, find a niche that works for you so that you're known for something. You're known for something. So when people say
Right.
WTF, they know that that's me. I am, I run the WTF, which is why the what the fuck, that's what it stands for. But
Yes.
they know that that's me, and then they know that that's probably what they're going to get if they come to my shows, and I'm okay with that. And if people aren't okay with coming to my show, I do well with what I have, so I'm perfectly happy. I just wish other people would see that if they go out and look for something that they can hold on to their own, stand out on
Hmm.
their own, that it would make their business so much better and more fun.
Very, yeah, yeah. Just to throw in a little bit about one of the shows that Diana does. She does a Wine Wednesday where she has guests come on to her show on Whatnot, and they do a split screen, and Diana interviews them and is a awesome host. She has had some of the biggest people on the platform on her show on Wine Wednesday.
And some little ones like us too.
And she's had some little guys like me and Tracy. So we've had so much fun doing that.
I love when I can catch that because I just crack up the whole time. It doesn't matter who you have on; it always makes me laugh.
Yep.
It started from my love of wine. It was a good way for me to engage with the community that way, and I like doing it. And I get discouraged sometimes because just like anybody else, I mean, I like to do things my way, the way I can do the best Diana can do, the best way I can do myself. And sometimes it does get a little discouraging because you see that people are riding other people's backs and they're getting all this. I mean, eventually it all catches up to you, right? You either build a platform that's strong and a foundation that's strong so that you can keep the momentum going, or you climb on people and let them carry you until you again fall off because they're not going to carry you forever. But it just gets discouraging sometimes, and it just makes me like, I really don't want to do it. Like I just, but then I remind myself that it's fun for me. It's fun for the person I talk to. It's fun. And I don't care if there's 15 people in my show or 60, 70 people in my show. It doesn't matter. Like it's something I enjoy doing. So I brought it back because I was a little discouraged about it. But, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's do it.
That's probably the biggest thing is you have to enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, it shows on the app and in the show. You can definitely hear it in the sellers' voices sometimes when they're to get discouraged or whatever it may be. But if you're having fun, no matter what you're doing, no matter how that show is going. Tracy and I had a show, what was it, when we were in Ohio. We made $4 on this show. But we had more fun in the show because that's why one of the things that the component that we do that we actually learned a lot from you, believe it or not, was to be ourselves and to have fun and make it fun to do what you're doing. And it helps to get through those slow times in a show when you're trying to sell something and nothing's selling or nobody's bidding.
That can be one of the biggest challenges, especially doing a raid train, is you don't always know what the people on that train are going to want to buy. So we've kind of started looking at a lot of raid trains as just, it's not a time for us to make money. It's time for us to have fun and meet people and things like that. And anything we sell is just a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think if you learn how to mesh the two, like learning how to have fun and make money, I've made the most money, and sometimes with the fewest people in my room. But like yesterday, what you guys did, I absolutely loved it. I think that everybody was engaged with it, and I seriously thought I was going to be on the naughty list, but.
You were on the naughty list until you agreed to be on our podcast, and then I have to put you on the nice list.
Oh, so I was on the naughty list?
Something about selling some pasties and wanting me to wear them on a show, I think, might have helped with that.
Oh, the pasty thing was just kind of a joke, and then it became like people were requesting them in my chat. So actually, the people in my chat are the naughty ones. It's not me. I just do what I just do what the people want.
Well, did you hear that during Flippin' Mimi Texas's, we're referring to SSK Promo's Christmas in July Raid Train that he put on Tuesday. We're recording this on Wednesday, but he did that on Tuesday. And Flippin' Mimi Texas was on, and they kept talking about Brianna, which Brianna was my twin sister on one of Hanger's raid trains. That was the wig raid train that somehow or other it was insisted that I get dressed up in drag.
But
again.
may I add that there was no resistance on the participants' part.
Let me also add that he made me go into Walgreens and buy him nail polish and lipstick.
Not for me.
Yes.
It was for Brianna. It was for Brianna. All right. Next question. Do you think that buyers can tell when somebody is faking it on camera?
Yeah, they can. They can totally.
You think it affects their willingness to make purchases?
It depends on what the buyer's looking for. If the buyer's looking for some attention from a big buyer because they're also a seller, then no. I mean, I don't think I mind doing it because I've seen, like you could take, for instance, Nicole State's chat. Like some people they would go in there. They would go in there to buy, but also to get shouted out, because she had such a big. So it depends on what people are like looking for. I see a lot of sellers go into other rooms and try to like get the attention of people, and they keep making comments until finally they like, oh hi, da 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 da, and then then they're happy. So I mean, it depends on what people are looking for. I mean, but I can tell, like if I go into a room and somebody is in a bad mood or they're pissed that they're not getting what they want, because they started shit at $1. It's like, don't start shit at $1. Like,
right.
I just don't understand sometimes, but that's just,
Well, it's kind of funny because Tracy and I have to record for our Whatnot Wednesday, which will be coming out the day that we're recording this. Yeah. And we're actually going to be talking about dollar starts on auctions, on Whatnot, the goods, the bad, the pitfalls. Should you not? I mean, all of that.
Because we are back and forth about it all the time. It's like one week we're like dollar starts, and the next week it's like, I don't want to sell that for $1.
Yeah.
Well,
so
if you're going to sit there and like start things at $1, not engage the chat in any way. I mean, the chat is really looking for engagement. The chat is looking for entertainment. There's rare instances where the chat is just wanting to buy and want you to shut up. Like that's rare. There's some chats that are like that. There's some sellers that have established themselves that way, and people just go. They don't do giveaways. They just go in there and they're just showing their stuff. People are just buying, and to me it's not a fun chat, but that's what that customer base likes, and they like that seller. But in most cases, they want to be entertained. So if you're going to do dollar starts, be ready to talk like exactly what you did yesterday. Like you were talking about each item you were holding up represented one of the sellers. And that was like, I thought that's genius. Like that's a genius thing. That's smart. Like sometimes I sell stuff in my show that I know, okay, this is a bad example, but I'm going to use it. Like Astroglide.
Okay.
And Mimi will be in the chat and I'll like make fun of her because it's like an ongoing joke that we have. Flippin' Mimi. It's an ongoing joke that we have. I'm not actually selling Astroglide, but I'll make a reference to it. And then whatever I'm up, like people will buy it because they, I've triggered something in the process.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh yeah, it's Flippin' Mimi. Oh yeah, and Astroglide. Oh yeah, and then they buy it. So I think understanding when you can do dollar starts and not do dollar starts is important, and learning what the law of averages is so that you know how to average out your amounts. People are so scared. Or you get a big raid. You get a big raid. Start something at $1. Start something fun.
Absolutely, yes.
Grab something out. Start at $1. There's so many missed opportunities with, even with some. There's just a lot of missed opportunities. Trying to keep it.
You can talk about it. We don't care.
Yeah.
We do. Tracy and I, every time we get a raid, and it doesn't really matter the size of the raid. The size of the raid will determine the size of the item that we're going to run at $1. But we literally have a stock. I'm looking at it up at the shelf right there, where Tracy gets these lounge fly bags, metal tags. She got bags, got wallets, and when we get a raid, she'll go over and she'll grab one, and she goes, "Okay, we're going to run this one for." And we're going to start it off at $1. I have so many video games that or video game consoles that I could run for $1.
We'll
I
do
could
that
do it
in a
for
video
days.
game show. The only time I get worried is if we're doing a real specialty show, like we're doing cassette tapes and we get a 5-person raid. Yeah, I'm probably pulling a Funko Pop instead. But...
Yeah. At that point, because we know it's going to go for the asking price.
But that's the strategy, right? Like you're not gonna,
Yep.
you know, and not to say that, you know, we love raids, small, big, large, huge.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. My big thing is I shout out everybody in it.
Yes, they're all important. However, understanding your business is also important, and understanding if you can't do a dollar start at that moment, or you know, a higher ticketed item, then you're not going to do it. Like I got rated the other day by, they were doing like these, like I've kind of done these. They're called, I call them rapid fire raids, where I rate people and then I tell them to come back to me in five minutes because we're going to rate somebody different, and then we got to get the person we raid to twerk or tell a joke.
That's awesome.
I love that. I swear to God, Diana is. When Tracy and I started on the app, we met Diana in September of last year during the graphic feature battle.
We met her a little bit before
Did
then. We'd been in a couple of her shows.
We didn't
really know
shows,
her.
But we got to know her during the graphic tee battle, and we fell in love with the fact that she does this WTF, and we fell in love with the no thank you one because I was damn sure I could pass that, and I was an epic fail twice on it in the same show. I did it twice, and it was an epic fail. But it's so much fun to go in and engage in her shows because she's fun, she's real. And that's one of the big things. She's not fake. She's not trying to pull anything over anybody's eyes or not be who she is. She's going to cuss. She's going to drink. She's going to enjoy it. She's going to tell jokes. And it's the best part about that show. If you come into our shows and you want me to just sit there and run stuff, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So, you know.
The engagement is important for sure.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who's nervous to show their true personality on their streams?
Yeah.
Have a private show and practice with your friends and get their feedback.
Yeah.
Get their feedback. And you know, this app really isn't for everybody. There's people on the app that probably shouldn't be live selling, but you know, maybe it's a source of income, but they're probably, you know, they're relying on trains to make income. And you got to be able to stand on your own, practice with your friends so that they can give you feedback, honest feedback. Like, you know, this isn't the easiest thing in the world. There's days I don't want to go live because I'm in pain or I'm not feeling well, whatever the reason is. But, you know, and I tell my chat that, like, hey, you know, today's a bad pain day. Like, I'm in pain. And they're receptive. They know, most of them know already, you know, I have a lot of like really amazing people that come in and chat with me and join me. But I would say just practice with your practice.
I think it helps so much having even just one or two people in the room that you know and that you can communicate with. I don't run a lot of shows myself. Brian usually does, but the ones that I do, I tend to do on trains where I know a lot of people and I know there's going to be people in the room that are going to keep me energetic, because if the room is quiet, I'm going to like just fail. I'm not good at keeping the banner going alone.
A great example of this, my brother, now Tracy and I have been married for 10 years, actually 11 years now, but my brother who got onto the app comes into our room and Tracy is running a show. And this was about 4 months ago. And so we had already been married for 10 years, 4 months ago. After the show was over, he calls me up and he immediately says, "Who the hell was that?" He goes, "That's the most I've ever heard Tracy talk in 10 years. So having that feedback coming back and forth for you just lets you to open up to the person that you really are.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, you know, comfortable, right? You have to be comfortable with, but you made a good point. It's like having people on your, in your chat that you feel good about having modding in there. And I tend to mod a lot of people when they come into my, if I see you often enough, I mod you. Sometimes I'll have first time buyers that are just like real chatty in there and like they're like just having fun. I was like, I'll tell them, oh, you know what? I'm gonna mod your ass, okay? And I mod them.
She does too.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
They like that. They appreciate that.
Sometimes you can just tell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there's
Well,
something I was gonna say. I had been feeling a little out of sorts, like just not feeling like I had a place somewhere. Like, I get in these little funks and stuff. And Elise Randoms, I know you guys know Elise.
Mhm. Yeah,
She
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
she called me up and she's like, "Hey, do you want to do like this 30-day challenge?" We had done something similar back in December where we went on every day for giveaways until
Right.
the year. We went on every single day for 15 minutes, rain or shine. And so she said, "Do you want to do that again? We'll go on 20 minutes and for 30 days." And so we started it in June and we're still
Mhm.
going. We've missed a few days, but it's helped so much with just we've gotten everybody's gotten new buyers. Everybody's like
Hmm.
we do game nights on Mondays, and just the accountability of going live and just kind of feeling comfortable again because I was like missing a lot of days where I just did not want to go out because I was just feeling out of sorts. So having those people
Gotcha.
to rely on, so like Elise Randoms, Call Me Gigi, TT's Trendy Finds, Homeschool Mama, Me Gusta Rome, and Best Deal Thrift. Those are
Mhm.
people that it's the little core group that we've all been engaging and doing this with, and it's helped me a lot. And I've been on the app longer than all of them, but it's helped me.
Right.
Yeah, and they've pushed me along the way, like, okay, stay on longer, or and that's the kind of those are the kind of people you want on your corner, the people you want
Hmm.
to be with you,
Absolutely.
Oh
so
yeah, definitely,
to shout out
definitely.
shout out to the group.
Well, I don't know if I could get all of them in the links down below, but I'll try my best to link up as many of them as I can because
Yes.
we're going to be going into Tennessee to
We're
see.
actually going to visit some people
Yeah.
Lover Dogs and Vintage Thrift
Uh,
Fair. We're going to go spend a long weekend with them. We're doing a yard sale together, and we're just going to hang out and have a blast and probably drink way too much Fireball.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, just one is way too much for me. I'm a lightweight when it comes to that. We're going to move on to some
Yeah.
Raid Train stuff right now because I want to tell you all something right now. There are a lot of people that do Raid Trains. There's a lot of people that think that they are like great at doing Raid Trains. Tracy and I, we only do one Raid Train a year. We only host one Raid Train a year, and that Raid Train is on Veterans Day. And it was phenomenal. I love doing them. But I want to tell you, right next door to us right now is Diana Hanger 909, who for us made Raid Trains fun.
Yep.
She made us just have so much fun with them. So I wanted to ask you, what's the key to planning a Raid Train that keeps the energy high and the viewers from moving from one show to the next? How do you come about with your process of organizing a Raid Train?
It's what's going to keep the seller on their toes. That's basically it. Like, I mean, if the seller is on their toes, they're more engaged with the audience because they're on their toes. They're whether it's rapid fire. Rapid fire is 10 minutes of. It used to be 15, but we changed it to 10. I changed it to 10. 10 minutes of running as many things as possible for $1 and making the most amount of money as possible. And everybody has a goal. That's a fast-paced train where like you gotta engage the audience. You gotta let the audience know what you're doing. You have to have a mod like engaging the audience. So that's a fact that's gonna keep momentum going throughout. The no thank you train, the seller just can't say thank you on it. On that's the only thing they have to say.
In
But
any iteration.
nope, in any way.
And it's the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, this one over here tells me she could beat me and lost in like 2 minutes.
Somebody said I looked pretty.
Wasn't me, but even though you do always look pretty.
And I know that the worst person to have on the train in your chat is probably Shane and
Yes.
Shane and Be Kind and Flippin' Mimi too. She's terrible. They'll or Grease Clothing. Grease Clothing tends to tip people so they can say thank you. So yeah, But it's really that is just finding something different. Like nobody was doing. I did a Coachella. I don't know if you guys were around for that. I did a Coachella. It's like Coachella. Coachella
Right.
is where all these like famous singers come here in California, and they have like this big old um, concert, right?
Uh-huh.
I had a
Okay.
Coachella on Whatnot, and all the sellers had to do a lip sync or sing like their favorite singer.
Oh, that's awesome.
We didn't participate
I
in
think
that
that
one. I
might have
think
been
that was
before we had
us.
really connected with you.
I will say one thing. Tracy's favorite moment ever on Whatnot happened in the No Thank You Raid Train, and it was Marcy Sells Things when she lost it with like a minute left.
And she just flipped out, and I cracked up, and I pulled that was back when you could pull the video. I pulled the video and I cracked up. I called her, I played the video for her, and I cracked up. That was probably my greatest Whatnot moment ever, was just her absolute meltdown.
It's the best thing ever. I have copulation
Mhm.
that Evie Eve made for me of, locally love losing it, be kind losing it. Be kind is a poor sport. Be kind. I've never heard her cuss, but she cussed that day. Like she was it was like be kind of a bitch that day, not be kind.
I think you have said
That's
mentioned that a
awesome.
couple of times now since too.
Yeah.
I know. I
Funny.
kept teasing her. I was like, you should change your name to be kind of a bitch instead of be kind, like because. Anyway, she's a good friend of mine. I love her to death. She knows how
I
I
do
feel.
like her a
I
lot.
like Be Kind also.
Yeah.
She's very, very great, awesome seller on
Ultra.
on Whatnot also.
She's very talented. She's a
Oh,
talented.
yes.
She creates things. She is super talented, and she's an amazing friend too. So I just love her to pieces. But yeah, the No Thank You train is my favorite train, and the
Yes.
the WTF train. I think that one came about in my mind because I was watching Katie Co.
Hmm.
If you know,
Mhm.
and she runs things really fast, and I'm like, I could do that shit, and I could start at $1. Watch me. I'm like, we're gonna do it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That was 15 minutes to see how much I could. I'm gonna get some people involved. We got some people involved. People they made $500 in 15 minutes.
It's crazy.
Wow.
$500 in 15 minutes. And I mean, that's a lot of money for most people in 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
$200. The goal was $150 and that people were making 500. I had a private chat and they came in. I told them source wisely, make sure that you're sourcing things that you're paying less, than so
Hmm.
much, and that people were willing to pay $10 for, because then they'll bid it up to $10 or more. And I think the first time we did it, like over 80% of the sellers made the goal, which is
That is
amazing.
awesome.
$100, and they go live for an hour or whatever, and they don't make $100. They were making $200.
Right.
So
Hmm.
Right.
15 minutes. So that train is special.
That was a good train. I know that we did that one
We've
too.
done
And
that
one
one
of
a
the
couple
things
times,
that
yeah.
I remember from the trains is you would have a wheel at the wrap up show, because you always would do a wrap up show, and you would put everybody who made it onto the wheel, and you would give away something to people that were that made it onto the wheel. And more or less, I could have cared less about winning what was on the wheel. It was just getting on the wheel.
Right.
It's like, oh, Jack's Treasures is on the wheel. Oh, we made it onto the wheel. We've yet to make it on that damn thank you wheel. We're going to make that on the thank you wheel. I don't care about anything else. I just want to make it on the damn wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I was giving away at one point. We were doing $100 gift card, then we did $50 gift cards, then we did 50, 25, 25. And Paul, I think at the end of one, a Philly flipper, he donated money at the end, like
I
he
remember that one. Yeah.
another gift card out. And that's just the community coming together, which I appreciate that. Him Flippin' Mimi is always super generous with when we do these
Mm-hmm.
trains as well. uh they all come together, and these people are all like, oh, you know I like to call them my friends, so they always treat me really good. So I do appreciate all that, because it does make the train better. But
Oh, yeah.
my goal
When
is
you
to help people.
decide, oh,
Go
go
ahead. I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, I forgot.
No, no. I was just gonna say, when you decide to host a raid train, how do you choose the right mix of sellers to have on your train so that the vibe stays fun and diverse and entertaining?
That's a good question. There's some people I won't invite back to the train, and not because I'm a bitch.
Mhm.
It's because they've either not shown up or they've changed their times multiple times, whether for whatever reason. I think people just forget
Right.
that, doing all that kind of, that kind of maneuvering multiple times or in different trains also takes away from it takes away from the time that I'm paying attention to the train. It also changes the way the train was supposed to run. So I just won't
Right.
have. I also don't invite people back that have been late because it takes away time from this next seller. It's disrespectful. Not to say that I've never done it, but I'm
Yeah.
very conscious of not doing it, and it's the same habitual behavior from people. So I just won't have them back.
Right.
And if I mean, I know people say I'm mean, but I'm not mean. It's my time. It's my time.
Yeah.
It's my time. It's the
Yep.
seller's time to for them to have, their time. So with all that said, like there's just that's just the way it is. I show up. What I expect from others, I expect from myself. So that's just the way it
Hmm.
is. That sounds like I'm a bitch, then so be it.
I more or less, one of the things about it is when Tracy and I hosted our raid train, we were literally on Whatnot for like 12 hours. And
Hmm.
you can get like what would you call it? Burnout
Yeah.
in those 12 hours. You host raid trains every single month, and I just couldn't imagine it because you have to deal with a grown ass adult saying,
Hmm.
well, so and so rated me late, or I'm going to rate this person late, or can I change because of whatever reason it may be, or oh, I just don't want to be behind that. It's like, okay, I do it once. I don't know how you do it
Yeah.
as many times as you do,
I
but
think
yeah,
I don't particularly like want people to think I'm a hard ass because there was somebody in the chat one day, they were talking, and I said something, and they were talking about trains, and I said something, people need to show up on time, and somebody in the chat said, Hanger, you just expect too much. I'm like, no, it's not that I expect too much. It's that I expect what I expect of myself, I expect of others. And not to say that
Right.
right,
I never fucked up. I have. I think I've rated somebody else or whatever. Like I've messed up. But I do my best not to repeat that again and again and again and again. And then, but I think at this point it's easier for me now to do a raid train with, because people already know what I expect.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
um and I let them know also, like, hey, make sure you rate on time. Like there's rules, and I do expect people to follow them. But I also want people to have fun, and I honestly, like, I want people to have fun. If it's a money train, I want people to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So there is something behind all of that. I want people to have fun, and if it's not fun, I'm not doing it anymore. Like if the no
Right,
thank train, like if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. If people were making money on the rapid fire, or they can't make money on the rapid, they shouldn't be on the rapid fire. It's just not the train for them, and it's okay. But then I wouldn't do it anymore if that was the case. But there's a lot of great sellers that have the potential of making lots of money. They just don't always have like the little push. And if this rain helps them with the
Yep.
little push, then yeah, let's do it. Like, there is also a strategic way that people are lined up that's important to run a train. And I don't think a lot of
mm-hmm.
conductors understand that. They just have a train to have a train. And then there's like 10 people in on the train the whole day. That's not always the best way to use your time. But
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
some people are okay with that. So that's fine. But it's just not the kind of train I want to run.
We have talked about that before, that I feel like some of the most successful trains are the ones where the conductors do kind of try to maneuver people into positions that are going to be beneficial to everyone. I mean, it can be tough if you get a part of a train and maybe you have 3 like really low key people that don't get big rooms in a row. That can definitely make your train drop.
Right.
Whereas having like a big person and then they're raiding into another big person, it's almost like you're wasting those raids because each of those people would have been able to build the train up in their own time.
And or the other person that they were raiding too.
Right.
I know that when you put together a train, do you do that? Do you look at who you want to raid into other people?
I think that, well, yeah, I mean, I have if I, if I know that somebody is on the train that doesn't get very many people in their room, or they're newer, then yeah, then I try to put them where they're going to get a bigger raid. Not only because I want the train to go good throughout the day, but also to help them get some eyes on them and get them some new buyers, get them some, just some more interaction, with more people. So at that point, it's on the seller to make that impression, and to how to keep that crowd. Because I could have, just as an example, I could have Flip and Mimi with 150 people in a room raid somebody who gets 10 people in their room. And now that person, it's your job to hold as many people as you can. And I get raided by Mimi, I lose because I'm not Mimi. I'm gonna lose.
Right. We're all gonna lose from Mimi.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to hold on to as many as possible by doing something like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do a freaking gift card giveaway, or I'm gonna run something for $1 that's good, and hopefully keep the crowd engaged and interactive. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's so many things that the social aspect that people don't understand that. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. It's not easy because I mean, I struggle with it still, like, and I'm 3 years in, but I mean, I understand the concept. I kind of, can keep people in the room, so, I'm doing something right.
Yes, you are definitely doing something right. And guys, just to let you know, before we go on to the next question, there will be links down there below to Hangar 909's Whatnot pages, so you can go in and also check out the shows for yourself, and you'll see the raid trains that she organizes, and you'll be able to just see what we're talking about here.
We also do the Discord train. We have a Discord.
Yes.
Flippin' Mimi, Jen's Multiverse, and myself, and that one is for smaller, like small sellers, people that we don't know, that we want to get to know, or that we're like, yeah, surprises, we don't want to see who you are. They sign up to our Discord, and then we have a monthly train. I'm gonna start doing more trains on there, but we do have one monthly train on that one. Last month they was getting wiggy with it, so they all wore wigs, and it was that one was
some people wore dresses.
Some people, yeah.
I was told I had to wear a dress. That's all I remember. Okay, that's all that I was told. I don't know by who. I know I'm pointing to both of them now.
That was great.
Well, from a participant's standpoint, what do you think a seller could do if they're on a raid train to keep their slot fun, exciting, and engaging?
I think, I mean, I kind of gotten away from, doing like my crazy stuff where, I would do like Ida would come out, and she's the collector, not a hoarder lady that comes out sometimes. I would do stuff like that all the time. And then I kind of gotten away from it just because, I don't know why, I just have, but I just finding something fun to do when it's your 10 minutes, of fame, 15 minutes of fame, 5 minutes of fame, something that you can have your elevator speech ready so that you can tell people about yourself, and I just try to keep it fun and light and have some great shit to run in 5 minutes. If that's a 5-minute train, have some nice stuff to run.
That is probably the biggest key to Whatnot success. Aside from being yourself, and of course, raid trains are great ways to get exposure and get eyes on you, but run something that people want, or that's a good item. I mean, don't just pick up a pen and go, I'm going to run this pen,
You know, you're talking to someone who's sold hundreds of dollars of pens on Whatnot, Brian. That's
This is
me.
true.
But well, you know what I'm talking about, though. A lot of people they'll bring their eBay rejects or their Macari rejects or whatever it may be, and we were guilty of doing that for 2 years. We've been on for over 3 years ourselves, and it's the same thing. But once we got into that mentality of, you know what, we can build through the raid trains, but to hold a room on your own also.
And that's a good point.
Important.
You just said something that's really important, the eBay rejects. So there's stuff that I won't put on Whatnot, that I wasn't running on Whatnot on auction, because I didn't think that it would give me the money it would need. Like, for instance, like a really nice anthropology dress that retails for like $300, and I didn't think I'd get the money for it. And maybe I just wanted $50 for it. So I think we're underutilizing the bin. The bin, I'm kind of playing with it. I'm testing it out. I've been doing bin sales and my shows, and they've really been liking those. And I think I ran like 15 items and I sold 80 items the other night, and everything came from the bin. And
That's awesome.
I put higher ticket items in there, and I told them anything in the bin is 50% off. You guys go nuts. And they kept requesting things, and Winnie's purpose was in there helping me, and she was but I think we're just not utilizing that bin. And those eBay items that are higher ticketed items, I just need to put them in there for the price that I want. And then if I just
absolutely,
then because this is a quick turnaround. Like, it's a quick turnaround. It's a quick payout. I mean, nobody does it. Even eBay's takes 24 hours to pay you out. Whatnot really is it is the best platform for this kind of stuff. The quick turnaround, the payout, the everything. Like, it is the best.
Yeah. And can you imagine if you have that item in your bin and you get that big, huge raid, that Joe Hollywood raid, if you will, and you grab $100 item and run it for $1, because once you get that amount of people in the room, you might not get that $100, but you're going to get close to it, and then it might even go over. But the item's gone now. It's not sitting on the shelf anymore. So you have already won. All right, this is our last question. This is going to be awesome. This is the best question and probably the hardest question for Diana to answer. Okay, really? So you got to get ready for it. Get your mindset ready for it. Okay, you ready? Are you willing to accept Jack's Treasures challenge to do a graphic tee battle?
You want to do a graphic tee battle with you guys?
Yes.
I just need of course. I just need to source some shit.
There we go. All right. Y'all heard it here first on Not Another Reselling Podcast. Hanger 909 is going to be accepting Jack's Treasures challenge we do a monthly graphic tee battle. Right now I am undefeated.
He is not. He's been multiple times defeated.
Hold on. I'm undefeated in July.
You are undefeated in July.
There you go.
He also has not battled in July.
Okay, well, just you don't have to say all of that part, but yes, that'd be awesome. We can't wait for that. We will definitely. I don't even know who we're going to be battling this month. We might be taking this month off because there's so much stuff going on. But sometime
this year we'll get it in.
Oh yeah. We will definitely get Diana Hanger 909 in. Great questions, great answers, guys. If you have any comments that you would like to leave down below, please leave any comments down below of anything that you have questions, and we will get those questions to Diana Hanger 909, because I'm telling you, she is the queen of raid trains. And
well, we're on to our next segment, which is What's Up, where we talk about what's new and whatnot. I actually went to their blog this week to find some information, and they said they released a new weekly report that you can download, and it breaks down your selling costs and earnings by item, show, or the week. It's more or less an improved analytics. I have not actually checked it out personally yet, but I'm kind of excited about it. Do you look at the analytics of your shows between shows?
Yeah, I like it, and I don't like that they like pop up now with the health of your streams, of your page or whatever. I don't even know.
Right.
but it like pops up with the health. I mean, it's my health isn't bad. I mean, I'm an excellent, all the way across. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I can't let it go below. If it's at 98, like it's not going to go below that, because
Right.
And then I was sick one week, so it dropped a little bit to like 97, 96, and I was like, oh hell no. So it's just kind of nerve wracking, but I love seeing that I'm doing things the right way. I love looking at my reviews. The reviews are important, and my people leave the best reviews when I'm feeling sad. Not to say that I never get a bad review. There's been a few, but it is what it is. But my reviews,
It's always fun to go in and see the reviews and see some of, especially your friends and stuff. They'll put the funnest stuff in there, and it can usually cheer you up if you're.
I can tell
down.
you, all of your positive reviews are well earned.
Yes.
Well earned. It's not just your friends that are saying, "Well, I'm going to be nice." It is you do great shows.
Mm-hmm.
You do great shows. Whatnot has also expanded access to order and shipment information from 90 days, where we used to be able to go back as a buyer or seller, you could go back 90 days to a full year. Oh my gosh, a full freaking year. Do you see this as more as a benefit to a buyer or to a seller?
Probably the seller. I mean, I don't see the buyers. I mean, the buyers come and go. They're some buyers are really fickle. They're not paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Right.
They're gonna definitely for us. I mean, any tools that and I keep saying this about Whatnot. They're very innovative. They're moving with the times. They're moving with what we need as a seller. They're moving with us. Before we didn't have raids. We didn't have tips. We could run giveaways for 5 hours. We could, we
that.
that was crazy. But they're moving along with us. The innovation is amazing. So
Well, hopefully they won't do any more updates in the middle of your raid train in the prime time of the day.
Yeah.
Which
that was rough.
They did. That was horrible. Oh my gosh. And that was during one of y'all's raid train because we were on it and we were actually in the room. That was, who was
it was
that?
Crystal Max.
Crystal Max.
And she was freaking out and nobody could even chat to her.
Right.
I was trying to chat to her and my chats wouldn't go through and I wound up writing her afterwards. And we've kind of actually started talking because of that, but
yeah, that was her Discord train.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that was a mess. And we were like all panicking on the other end too, because we're like, what do we do? And there's nothing we can do at that point because it's all technical.
I felt so bad for her because she had no idea what was happening.
She's like, I can't raid. I'm supposed to raid. I can't even raid. And I was like, oh my God, Whatnot? Really? Seriously? You did this update in the middle of the prime time of the day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was prime time, but
yeah.
Well, we're going to do our Shine the Light segment. This is where we spotlight live sellers at 3 different levels on live selling based on sales and followers. We try to look at sellers on different platforms. Tends to usually be a lot of Whatnot just because that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Our new seller today is a guy named Biscuittbutt. That's 2 T's in biscuit and 2 T's in butts. Yes. His name is actually Archie, and he has been selling pretty heavy on the district, but he's thinking about kind of coming over to Whatnot and exploring it a little bit more. He so far has 400 followers and 55 sales on Whatnot. What would you suggest for someone at his level of newness? Would you suggest he tries to get on raid trains now, or should he try to build his following first?
I would watch one of his shows to see what's more beneficial for him first. But raid trains do help. I mean, they're good for exposure if you get on the right one. I wouldn't suggest doing a bunch of ones that aren't really going to benefit you in any way, but definitely hop on a few so that you could get some exposure. I like to do the trains with some of the smaller sellers because they're fun for me. I have fun on the trains. I love doing the trains with them. I do Bunny Treasures trains all the time.
We've done a few of hers. Yeah.
I just like doing them and I have fun. And then by my addiction, I do her trains once in a while too. But I think they definitely would help him. But he needs to explore which ones would be beneficial for him. Because what does he sell?
He does a mixture. He does storage units, kind of like we do. He does a lot more clothes than we sell. But he does electronics, video games, toys. Does a little bit of
Sewing
everything.
machines.
Yeah, that's how he got started.
Yes. He was our guest last week.
I actually may refer him over to your Discord if he gets serious about wanting to get back and whatnot, because I think you would enjoy his personality.
Yeah, he's a really, really good guy.
In my Discord, I would love to. I like he makes me watch KFC.
Our growing seller is somebody who's probably going to be this will be the only time we'll be able to get this person as a growing seller, because they are literally skyrocketing
Exploding
on Whatnot. Okay. Her name is Jenny from Jenny Down South. She sells on Whatnot, and she's got 2,000 in sales and 6.7 thousand followers.
Let me break in here a second. And she's only been on for like 2 months.
Yeah. So
Jenny Down South.
Jenny Down South. She sells items that she finds at flea markets with a farmhouse and a country decor vibe. So she loves that country farmhouse feel, I guess. Have you, Diana, ever gone live like at a flea market or Goodwill bins or yard sales and tried to sell items before you even have them?
Yeah, I started doing live thrifting. The only reason I stopped doing them for right now is because it's super hot in the thrift store.
Right.
Yes,
it's really uncomfortable for me to do them there. But I do I have done them, and they're fun. It's a fun way for you to show inventory before you buy it. They get exactly what they want. That you get, you don't buy anything that's just sitting around. So I enjoyed it. I think my chat enjoyed it. They wanted me to do it again. I actually went live from the bin store that I used to work at too. I've done a couple lives from there. So I think I've done maybe 5 total outside of, with stuff that I don't actually own yet. And then I purchase it and bring it home and pack it. But yeah,
awesome.
It's actually pretty cool. I enjoy doing it.
We have never done it. I don't think Tracy's very comfortable with it. And it would just be weird, I think, for us anyway. Because especially with my personality, I get to see myself breaking something. Yeah, and being loud in a store would just be atrocious. But.
Well, I get the stuff. What I do is I get the stuff I want to show first. That's in my cart. I showed that. Like if I was at the bins, like digging, I show only the stuff that I want to show first. And then I take them around the store, and then there is material that you need to make your life so much easier. There's a little clip thing that sits on your cart. It holds your phone up, and then you need to have a portable charger because your phone will die. And then check your internet before you do it, because some places don't have good internet. So check your internet before you do it, and have water, because for some reason you feel dry mouth the whole time you're doing it, because I think because of all the anxiety going on and the excitement. So have water.
Wow.
And then
that was the best advice I've heard on doing that ever.
And a marker always. And
yes,
keep it
absolutely.
Pockets and put it in your pocket after you do everything, because you'll lose it. There's somebody Diana, the Perfect Price, has a little thing that she has a clip on. I need to ask her where she got that from. She clips her pins onto this clippy thing that she has here.
Well, funny story. I'm going to spoiler alert. She's our guest next week.
Oh,
we've already lined up to record with her, so we will ask.
I tell her that I want one, or I'm going to message her ass and tell her.
Right.
She is.
But yes,
she's a hardworking girl.
She's amazing.
She's hustling. Every time I go on, she's on. I'm like, girl, get that bag. Get that bag.
Yep.
But yes, our growing seller, Jenny Down South, I would check her out, because I have never seen anyone explode like this, and she did not have a social media following either. So I don't know how she did it.
Yeah.
We're going to reach out and see if we can eventually get her on here and get some insight, because she's exploded.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear. It's good to hear that.
You're the next one.
I do. And our established seller, which I'm pretty sure you know him, is Kris, the bearded thrifter.
Oh, there's a puppy.
Oh, hi, puppy. He sells on Whatnot. He has 17,900 sales and 15,500 followers.
18,000.
18,500 followers. And he mostly sells vintage collectibles and toys. We've actually met Kris twice. We met him when we traveled to the Plains to Profit meetup in March, and again at the Nashville meetup. What do you think is a benefit to a established seller such as Kris or yourself to host raid trains?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what kind of train you're trying to do. I mean, if he's gonna do like one of like the category where he's selling, I mean that would benefit for, just getting people familiar with the storage unit, because he does a lot of like garage selling and storage units, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the kind of train that he's planning on doing. Like if he's gonna do like a fun train and do crash categories, that would benefit him, and the fact that he's gonna get new eyes on him. Because people are gonna like, well, who is he? And then as the train goes, they're gonna know who he is. So that's a good thing too. So it just depends on what kind of train he wants to run.
So
I like,
as an established seller, which you're an established seller in our book, which is amazing. What is the biggest benefit that you have to hosting a raid train?
just like what I said right now. I like. Okay, so let me back up. A lot of the
Okay.
trains that I've done, I have a lot of the same people on them, and then I sprinkle in new people. The people that I have on them, because I'm one of those people that is extremely. I like to take care of my friends because it's just the way I am. Sometimes it backfires on me, and then you get shitted on sometimes. But I think I'm weeding out the bad stuff. But I'm very loyal. I love to have people on that I care about and I enjoy watching and that would benefit from the train that I'm doing. And then you sprinkle in some new people. The sprinkling in of new people is just for that, to get new eyes on them. And then it also benefits me because then I get to meet the people that they bring in. Hopefully they
Yeah.
see something about me that they like. And on the same token, hopefully with these new people, if I like what they have, then I might be a new buyer for them, or my people will be, I'll raid them, take my people over to them. So there's all these different benefits, and that can come out of hosting a train. I mean, people are shouting you out throughout the whole train, so that that's a benefit. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can.
I'll tell you, one of the most exciting things for me when I'm on a train and I see one of our regular buyers that we raid into the next person, and if they buy something from that next person, I'm like, oh my gosh, my day's complete. That's like the best possible scenario there, that I introduced this buyer to a brand new person and they've made a connection just because of this train.
And this is exactly why I include you guys in my trains all the time, because of the kind of people that you guys are. Because that what you just said right there, instead of being like, oh, I don't want to take them over to them because I'm going to lose a buyer, or a buyer.
Oh no.
Yeah, but there's people who think like that. There's people who
I know.
So there's just like that's exactly the kind of people you guys are, the kind of people that I want to associate with, because I think
thank you very much.
There's enough for everybody to go around.
Absolutely.
And like the 30-day thing that we've been doing with Elise Randoms, one of her, she always buys from Elise. Her the buyer's name is Raina. She started coming into all our shows because we've been doing this consistently, and now she's become one of our buyers. And then D Cup came from Best Deal Thrifts, and she comes into our shows, and they've all like
awesome.
Everybody, a cool little like mesh of buyers and friends, and we mod them, and they come in, we say hi. It's like a little family, family of people that we've been making over here. So
that is awesome.
I love it, because they come to one show, they buy for and then they come over here or whatever, or they just come out.
Awesome.
We're all not going to have the same items.
No.
There's no possible way that could happen. Even in a limited category like me doing video game consoles, it's still not going to be, everybody, you're going to see different stuff no matter what in any of these. With everybody that we just did, there are going to be links down below to all of these amazing sellers. Go ahead and give them a check out. Everybody that is watching, go ahead and check them out. Just give them a click, give them a follow, because follows are free. Okay. You don't have to worry about anything. You're not obligated to buy anything. Just give them a chance. Kris is an amazing person. We've actually met him. He's great. Jenny down south, and Archie Biscuittbutt.
Yes. Now it's time to turn the tables. This is where we allow our guest to ask a question about anything.
Oh, I got to go to the restroom real quick. So I'm going to let.
I'll ask a question of Jack's Treasures. It can be about whatnot. It can be about reselling. It can be about anything you want.
You have the floor, Diana.
I have the floor. Okay, let me see. If you could change anything about the app, what would you change? Like, what would you think there would be something that would make it an easier platform for us?
You answer and I'll think.
Well, one of the things that I love, I don't know, have you ever watched anything that was on the District platform?
Yes, I was the Crazy Lamp Lady. I watched some of her.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about the District platform is their co-hosting feature. With their co-hosting feature, one of the things that I like about their co-hosting feature is that it doesn't split the screen, but it makes it small and person big. And the person that's on the big one, when they pin their item, that item sells, that goes to that person. If the person on the small window, then he pins up his item, he goes to the big window. And if this item sells, that money goes to him. So it's not a splitting of money that Whatnot hasn't been able to do yet to do that. Because we're doing a graphic tee battle. And it would definitely help us out, even doing the co-hosting feature, it wouldn't work on the co-hosting feature. But it would be something that I think would be an amazing thing to have. And I know that they've wanted to do that. And the other thing, and it's probably a major thing, especially with Jeremy from Green 13 mentions this all the time, is when you have volume sellers that are selling thousands of items in their shows, let them have control over the shipping, because they get better deals on other shipping platforms than even Whatnot does. Whatnot's got a great deal. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
It's fine for us,
and it's fine for us.
For someone of his level.
Yeah, for someone of his level, the time it hurt us is when we had to sell something and we actually had to ship it off platform, because it saved us over $100. Yeah. It was a battle of the best item. It was this big bird that we had, and the box on it, for me to ship it on Whatnot, would have cost us well over $100, because
and they wouldn't have covered
it because of the additional cost on it. So we had to buy off platform to go to UPS to ship this thing. And the thing is, it only went to North Carolina, and we live in Georgia, so it's like right next door. But that's two of the things that I would change is, and I know that they're thinking about doing the shipping one.
Jeremy has said that there's a very, very exclusive beta. It's not open beta that a few people have gotten into. So
yeah. Now you.
For me, it would be making Whatnot run better on PC, because it is a heck of a lot easier for me to run auctions on PC, but a lot of the things do not go smoothly. The item listing, it doesn't fit in the window. I have to scale it way down. I just think they need to work on the PC side of it just a little bit.
Yeah, they're definitely app heavy.
Yeah.
Both those things are. I like the idea of them working on the co-hosting thing where the people get the money. I wanted to have a snack battle, with TT Trendy Finds, and so we're gonna have a snack battle. We're doing like Mexican snacks. Yay!
Oh, fun.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. We're supposed to be going down to Florida to go see Coco, and Coco's mom's going to make some spicy Puerto Rican food. And I don't do spice. And I told her, I said, I'll do it for you.
I do spice.
She
Give
does
me
spice. She does spice.
We've actually had to stop going into so many snack shows because our pantry was full of junk food.
Yeah.
It got dangerous.
Yeah, it did. Well, I want to say thank you to our amazing guest, Diana Hanger 909. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on to Jack's Treasures, to our little channel. Our next guest is going to be Diana from A Perfect Price. So Jack's Treasures is doing the double D. I like it. I wrote that on the notes.
Yes, back-to-back Diana.
And we're going to be talking about buying and selling and doing pallet sales. We've already talked about her a little bit. She is an amazing seller. I call her my Wonder Woman because I grew up in the 70s, and Wonder Woman was Diana on Linda Carter was a Wonder Woman. And so I call her that. And we are so looking forward to that. She's agreed to come on with us. So thank you to Diana Hanger 909. Guys, please make sure that you come and you check out all of her shows. She's an amazing person. You're going to see a real person.
Yep.
Okay. There's nothing fake here. Okay. You're not seeing anything fake. She has said that she's had some people that have treated her the wrong way. You know, nope, she's real. She's all real. But she is an amazing, but probably for me, and it's hard for me to say this, I say it a lot to a lot of people, but I need to say this to Diana. Diana, you have brought the fun to Whatnot for us. We could sell stuff. We've sold stuff for a long time. Tracy and I have been selling Tracy's been selling for damn near 35 years. So we've been selling for a long time on a lot of platforms. But you have gotten me to say, fuck it. I'm going to do anything I want to do and have fun doing it. I don't care. When we did that Wiggy Raid Train, I have to tell you this. When we did that Wiggy Raid Train, it was before the 4th of July. And I had a family meetup on the 4th of July. During that, she got me to become my alter ego of Brianna and have a wig and all of that. My older brother, who never comes into my shows, but maybe like one show every month or so, showed up at that show.
Oh, no.
And I was like, Tracy's over there. She goes, John's in the show. And I go, John who? And she goes, your brother. I said, oh, Jesus. I got dogged out so bad on the 4th of July, but I never had more fun doing anything than I do during your trains.
For the 4th
What's that?
You should have gone dressed up
as Brianna.
I was close to it. I almost did because it took me forever to get the nail polish off, you know, and stuff. I almost did, but I was like, you know, some of my family might not understand Whatnot.
Well, one last question before we finish up here. What does the future hold for Hanger 909?
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to I am working on my eBay because my eBay is always been, I let it go for a while since, you know, I was in a coma and I kind of was sick for a while and it took me a long time to recoup, and I never recouped my eBay back the way it was. I was making a lot of money on there. So I'm working it back up. I just had like 3 sales a little while ago. I was all excited. I was
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you want to make money while you sleep and don't put all your eggs in a basket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm looking into doing that, and then I might scale back on the clothing. I want to do. I'm looking to move on to a different category, but it's not Disney. I'm not a Disney person. I'm not doing Disney. It's not. You know, it's I haven't decided between two, but I am gonna keep doing my plus size shows on Thursday nights. That's when we do our curve appeal every Thursday. Every Thursday I have a raid train that I started back when with OMGYG. The whenever she was doing her thing, I forget what it was called then. Anyway,
Shopaholic,
yeah, the best of Shopaholic. Anyway, we did the best, the plus. And Thrift Rocker was the person that I asked if she would do it with me. So she's been doing it with me we're going to come up on a year here pretty soon. So we've been doing this train every week for a year. And Rosie and Jess also helps co-host that train, and
Oh, that's awesome.
so we're gonna keep doing that. I am gonna keep doing that. There's a need for non-frumpy looking clothing for plus size women so that they look cute and feel pretty, So
Right.
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna keep one nodding and we'll see where it goes from there. I love the app. The social aspect is a little difficult. Sometimes I want to slap people, but I mean, that's just, the app is wonderful. My customer base is wonderful. I have some very amazing friends on here that, I can call upon and they will help me out. Jen and Mimi are, some of the besties. And, I have,
They are incredible.
there's so many, call
I'm
me.
pretty sure that Dottie, Lover Dogs, was pretty
I-
close to driving to get you to the Nashville meetup.
I love her. I got to tell you, I fucking love Dottie. I love her.
She's
And
amazing.
I sent her a picture. Well, no, she sent me a picture because I was like, we're talking about like, pretty, like these pretty women and stuff. And she sent me a picture of Rose. I don't remember her name. She has this kind of like boyish, girlish, beautiful look. She's
Mhm.
Meg. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, she sent me a picture of her and I was like, oh my God, I have a girl crush on her. Like we're on the same way. I just love Dottie.
Right.
And such a hardworking lady in a men's category. That's a men's.
Yeah.
She's
I
killing it. She's killing it.
She is.
She's killing it. She's a hard worker, and Tracy and her just make a great team. They just, they back each other up. Tracy's on. We have an eBay group, and we need to bring it back to life. But Tracy's actually in my eBay group. We list every single day,
mhm.
and we hold each other accountable to that. So we're taking
She was telling me about that one time when we were visiting her, and she had to stop what she was doing and go list on eBay because of your eBay group.
Now, Diana, I will let you know, you might love Dottie now. You will love her 100% more
Oh.
in the hot tub with ice cream and Fireball.
Oh,
We did for 4 to 5 hours. We were in
Just
this hot tub
talking.
with them.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just texted me yesterday. She goes something like "hi ho" or I don't know what she said, or "love you ho," love you ho.
Oh.
Oh, that's so perfect.
We're gonna see them. We're gonna see her, so we'll let you know.
Should be seeing her about this time tomorrow.
Yep, around this time tomorrow, we'll be seeing Dottie and Tracy. So we'll let her know that you said hello.
Hello ho.
But hello ho.
Hello ho, you got it.
Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see or you have any comments, leave comments down below. Press the little thumbs up. As always, help us out with Stop Soldier Suicide and the Naughty Cat Cafe. Those are 2 charities that we've been helping with. There's links below, and click on them, share them, whatever. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week with another Diana the Double D's.
Bye.
Bye.
Want to do triple D? If you want to have triple D's, you could have the Naked Maple. She's also a Diana.
Another Diana.
Another Diana. Oh my
That would be
gosh. I don't know
crazy.
if I can handle triple D's. I already got the double D's.
I don't know.
Peace out, everybody from Jack's Treasures.
Bye.
Bye.